Hey everybody, welcome back. So, it's the beginning of the new year, and it's time to take stock of what happened last year. And it's also time to make plans for the new year. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to grow personally, professionally, as a business? There's a quote that I heard that I really love, and it says, if you don't have a growth plan, you have an existence plan. And if there's one thing I've learned in my career, it's this: you can't achieve goals if you don't set them. But the process of setting goals can be complicated sometimes and a bit confusing. So I'm going to share with you the process that I use to capture my annual goals, how I track them through the year, and how I assess and then use them to build next year's goals. So if you're ready to learn that, let's do this. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a list of what I like to call buckets. These are kind of themes for your goals. Now, I have 9 buckets in my business, and yours might be slightly different depending on the needs of your business, but here are my 9. Number 1 is growth in business development. These are things like revenue and clients. Number 2 is projects and products, client projects, courses, digital products that I have. Number 3 is systems, processes, and tools. Number 4 is promotion. Now I have 2 promotions. Number 4 is promotion for attraction, which is content marketing and networking. And number 5 is promotion, but this is advertising. This is push promotion. Number 6 are services and capabilities. Number 7 is networking and partnerships. Number 8 is professional development, so building professional skills like learning finance or learning to write better or develop content, how to design better, etc. And number 9 is personal development, things like soft skills and mindset skills. Next, you're going to want to create a spreadsheet. I use Google Sheets, you can use Excel or Numbers, but the key is that it's going to be a list that's going to be a living document throughout the year. You're going to be looking at it and updating it frequently throughout the year. That's why I use Google Sheets, because you can have it open in your browser all the time, and it kind of constantly keeps your eye on the prize, as it were. Then I create 5 columns in this spreadsheet, and I title them this. Number 1 is done. Number 2 is the bucket. Number 3 is the goal itself. Number 4 are key actions. And number 5 is timeline. Then you want to start writing your list of goals. You do this in the goals column. I call this a brain dump. You're basically writing down all of the goals that you can think of, a basic wish list for everything that you'd love to get done during the year. And then next, in the bucket column, you want to assign each goal to one of the 9 category buckets that you developed at the beginning for your particular business. You want to think about this in kind of 2 ways. One are regular goals, regular business or personal goals. And then the other is stretch goals. What's going to really push you? How are you going to grow? How are you going to develop? The next step is you want to create 4 rows and title them Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. These represent, of course, the 4 3-month quarters or financial quarters of the year. And give each one of these rows a background color because you're going to want to differentiate the sections from the actual goals themselves. And then you drag each goal into one of the quarters of the year. Do certain goals have to come first? You want to order them and kind of stage them throughout the year. This is where it really starts to get real because you start to see how many goals you have and how much time you have to do them. Some goals may be achievable in a single quarter. Some may take 2, 3. Some may be even going out throughout the whole year. Now, if you do have a goal that's going to take more than 1 quarter, you want to duplicate it and then add it to each of the quarters that you're going to be working on it in. Okay, so now you have a whole wish list of goals and they're all broken down into quarters. Now it's time to prioritize and edit. Because if you're like me, you want to do a lot during the year, maybe much more than what's actually possible with the time that you have. And when you see the number of goals in each quarter section, think to yourself, is this really going to be achievable? And if it's not, you might need to edit down your goals. Think about them as critical versus nice to have. A real critical goal is something like dollars for revenue, a number of clients, or new processes. And what a nice to have might be learning new software or starting a new content channel like a YouTube channel or a podcast, or possibly a new partnership of some kind. You want to be really realistic about what you can actually do. But you also, at the same time, really want to push and challenge yourself to grow. Now this is an important step. When you edit out a goal, don't delete it. Make sure you create a second tab in that Google Sheet and name it Next Year or something similar. And then cut and paste those overflow goals into that sheet so you can save them. That way, if you have time or energy to do more during the year, you're all ready to bring that back and add it to your active goals list. So I want to take a quick break and tell you about a cool group I've started. It's a private Facebook group called Brand Design Masters. And it's full of entrepreneurs and creative professionals who are networking, giving feedback on each other's projects and designs. They're sharing news and trends and resources with each other. It's a really cool and vibrant group. So I invite you to come over and join the Brand Design Masters Facebook group. Just go to facebook.com/groups/Brand Design Masters. All right, now back to goal setting. Now next, in the Key Actions column, I want you to write down the smaller steps that you're going to need to take to accomplish each goal. You want to get a little more granular with it. You may need to create extra rows under each goal to make room for a little bit more detail. And then in the timeline column, I want you to write down how long you think the goal's actually going to take. This is going to help you understand if you need to duplicate that goal to show up in more than one quarter. And then we start the year. And as you go through the year, every week, come back and look at this goals list. Refocus yourself on the priorities that you have for the year. Track your goal progress. And when you've accomplished a goal, make sure to check it off in that done column. That's the best part of setting goals. And if you come to the end of a quarter and one of the goals wasn't accomplished, but you still need to attack it, then all you do is drag it down to the next quarter. Revisit and reprioritize your goals every month. Now let's talk about annual goal reviews. At the end of the year, you want to review your last year's list. Take time to pat yourself on the back and take stock of your accomplishments. Don't beat yourself up for what you couldn't get done. And now this is where this process in this spreadsheet gets super powerful. Building and tracking your goals this way every year on the same sheet over time will give you a really broad and historic overview of your business, your growth, your accomplishments, and also your momentum. And you review your accomplishments for the year that's ending, and then you use them to build your goals for the year that's beginning. Over time, you're collecting a goal bank or a repository, a history book of where you've been in your business. It's also really motivating at the end of the year to look at everything you've accomplished and over the years past, as well as figuring out what it is that you want to focus on going forward. So now this is a cool little hack. As I go through the year, I'm always getting ideas for new goals, but I can't necessarily achieve them in that year. But I want to capture them. So I create a new tab in my sheet that says Next Year, and I capture any of my new idea goals to that list. This makes it really easy to build next year's list when the time comes because you're not starting from scratch. And here's the really cool hack part of it. If I realize at some point in the year that I'm not going to be able to accomplish a goal that I listed, maybe it was too ambitious, maybe something came up unexpected and I don't have the time, in that case, I move that goal over to the Next Year tab so I don't lose sight of it and I can reevaluate it when it comes time to building next year's goals. So that's it. That's the process I use to format, capture, and track my annual goals. I hope it gives you some ideas for your business. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and bang that notifications bell so you can get alerted when I post something new or when I go live. And if you need help with your goals, reach out to me at philipvandusen.com and let's get your business rocking. With that, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.